Hello everyone, this is Farzana for Farzana Slow, and thank you so much for joining me today in this brand new vlog where I'll be sharing with you all some of the key reflections, lessons and evaluations of the week as a trainee solicitor based in London. So if you're interested in this kind of content, make sure to like, share and subscribe because I like to make this content on a weekly basis, making sure that I'm actually developing myself, growing myself as much as possible, and at the same time inspiring you in some way or another to do the same with your life as well, because I believe that this world has been made for us to actually develop ourselves at the best version of ourselves as much as possible, and at the same time to improve ourselves and enhance our skills and enhance our strengths as much as possible as well. So if you're interested in this kind of content, make sure to like, share, subscribe as I mentioned before. And if you want to reach out to me privately, then you can always email me at farzanaslow@gmail.com, because that's where I like to basically talk to you guys privately if you have any private questions or personal concerns, or if you need any kind of help when it comes to the TC, the training contract, or your law degree or your LPC degree, or any kind of thing for that matter in your life, then do reach out to me privately that way. And of course, if you want to check out any of my products, courses and services, everything is always linked in the description box underneath all of my videos. And you can always check out everything that I'm doing outside of YouTube as well. So I wanted to start off this particular vlog with a positive note and saying Ramadan Mubarak to anyone who's actually celebrating this particular beautiful month of Ramadan, which is for us Muslims a very, very important month for us, because it is not just about abstaining from food, but it's also abstaining from bad habits, people, or bad things that we watch online. It is basically a spiritual cleansing, if I were to say in a short way. It is to basically make sure that we are protecting ourselves from any kind of negative things and try to build a good lifestyle, a good self-discipline as well, and we're consistent with good habits that we end up building in these 30 days of actually fasting. So in these 30 days of fasting, of course, if you're going to be working in a 9 to 5 just like myself, of course it's going to be very challenging because you need to actually think about your meal that is happening in the iftar time, also known as the evening, the sunset meal basically that we have when we're breaking our fast. And then we have to think about our hydration levels. Are we drinking enough water? We also have to think about all of our deadlines at work, and obviously this becomes all really, really problematic to actually balance. So that's why for all of you, I've actually dedicated a whole playlist of shorts or YouTube shorts of everything about how I'm Muslim that is currently working in a 9 to 5, or even if you're going to a university for that matter or anything like that, but mostly dedicated to 9 to 5s, basically 9 to 5ers. And they can actually check out this particular playlist where I have all basically the beautiful, most efficient tips on how to really deal with sleepiness, tiredness, anxiety. If you are actually worried about your hydration levels, how much you're going to be, if you're going to be able to drink enough water during this month, because the time limit is so short between the breakfast and actually your meal that you actually have in the early morning and the Fajr prayer. So obviously you're going to be feeling like, oh my God, how am I going to do all of this? So that's why I've actually created that particular playlist for all of you to make sure to check it out and see how you can actually benefit from this month as much as possible, whether it might be professionally, personally, and of course spiritually for that matter. So that's why I highly recommend for you to check out that playlist. But one of the best things that I can actually tell you all is the fact that from the past 1 week that I've actually have been fasting, or I have been in this month of Ramadan, what has really, really helped me is actually focusing on the most deep work first thing in the morning as soon as I reach the office, because in that way what I'm doing is I'm tackling the most time consuming, time pressurizing things that need the most amount of concentration from me. Those things are basically done out of my bucket list, or not bucket list, but like a to-do list that I have going on at work. And then basically what that allows me to do when it becomes, let's say at 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. when I start to feel a bit sluggish, more on the tired side, fatigue, then obviously in those time I can do something which is more light work, or things that I actually do not require that much energy or that much brain work. For example, sending out an email or calling a client or a lender, whatever that might be. And in that way, you're basically in that way balancing out all of the tasks really effectively. It is not like school anymore where your timetable was basically fixed no matter what. And you might be having a really, really cool chill out subject in the morning, and then in the afternoon you might have something which is more brainy, for example, maths or a sciencey subjects, whatever that might be. So in school and college, you didn't have the choice, but hopefully at work in the 9 to 5 that you're working right now, you do have the choice to actually go and work with things which are really, really time consuming and brainy first in the morning. And then in the afternoon, you can tackle things which are more on the difficult side, on the light side, and things that actually do not require that much energy. It's like a breath of fresh air for you, and you can actually take time with those. And those are basically easy to do in a way, in a nutshell. So make sure that you're doing a deep work first in the morning, and then in the afternoon, afternoon you do the light work. And obviously if you start feeling better again after, let's say, 2-3 o'clock slump that you basically get, or fatigue or tiredness, then obviously you can actually go back and doing your deep work and doing. So make sure that you're actually prioritizing this month for spiritual acts, good acts of worship, good deeds to be built up in your bank, and as much as possible. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, then please do like, share and subscribe, because I like to make this content on a weekly basis, making sure that I'm covering this kind of holistic, beautiful topics and reflections and evaluations of the week as a trainee solicitor, because I believe that the more I learn, the more I can teach you guys to be the best version of yourself. And of course, I'm somebody who's imperfect myself, so I have a lot of learning to do with my life. I'm just in my 20s, so it's very important for me to make sure that I'm developing myself as much as I can, and I inspire to do the same as well. And of course, if you want to check out all of my products, courses, services, coaching, everything in between, then everything is always linked in the description box. And of course, if you want to reach out to me privately, that's of course farzanaslow@gmail.com. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this vlog. If you did, then please do like and share, and I'll see you guys in my next one.